The 10th station, Jesus is stripped of his garments. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
Being confined during this crisis may be an experience of being stripped of so much. Stripped of what we have been looking forward to. Stripped of our routine, of familiar supports, of connection to friends, loved ones, of protection against too much time with some loved ones, of where we lived and how we lived, of freedom to go where we liked, of a sense of certainty of our health and that of our loved ones, stripped even of loved ones, stripped of so much of what seemed like control of our lives. When we are stripped of so much, like Jesus, we may feel exposed and left vulnerable to so much that's fearful. Exposed to our fears, to our doubts about ourselves, our lives, to our anxiety that can seem so powerful at times, to people we may not trust, to an uncertain future, to disease, to unwelcome thoughts and memories. We remember that Jesus was stripped and exposed too. And we wonder, how did Jesus endure this? While Jesus was alone in his experience of being stripped, we are not. While isolated in so many ways, this remains a shared experience. With some irony, we are isolated and very much together. And with the advantage of knowing the rest of Jesus' story, we can look ahead, past the next 3 stations and into the tomb, where we find it empty, but for another garment, burial clothes, left behind, leaving Jesus once again exposed. But this time, he chose to leave them behind on purpose because he rose. He didn't need them. He had new life, which he shared with others, with us, with all. His being stripped was a foreshadowing of being able to live without so much protection, of being able to have new life despite being so exposed. We can then see the possibility, the hope, that being stripped can be an invitation to a new life.
As Jesus was stripped of his clothes, help us learn to be stripped, even if only temporarily, of our former lives and routines. Help us to see beyond this current pandemic into a new life, a new Easter, for ourselves and for all humankind.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified